Hi and thanks for joining me. I am Bev and today I wanted to show you how to make some cherry chocolate tiffin. Now it is the season for cherries at the moment and I've been down to the local park to pick some. There are plenty of cherry trees planted around Leeds. On roadsides, in the parks, they're literally everywhere. Now they're not massive cherries, they're only little tiddlers, but we can still work with them. So what you're going to need for today's recipe is 100 grams of butter. So I've weighed out all my ingredients here. Got my butter. You're going to need 300 grams of milk chocolate. It is going to need to be split into two equal measures, so 150 in each bowl. You're also going to need some golden syrup. You're going to need some ginger nut biscuits. It was 50 grams, of golden syrup, 300 grams of the ginger biscuits, and then you're going to need 200 grams of cherries. Now, the cherries, what you want to do is save about 12 cherries because the mixture that we're going to make is going to create 12 little individual pieces, and to make them look pretty, you're going to put a cherry on top with its stalk on still. You need then 75 grams of white chocolate and a 20 centimetre square tin. That's what you're going to set the tiffin in. This recipe is a no-bake recipe. You do have to melt things down a little bit, but simply you just put this tiffin in the fridge and it will set. So you'll need your square baking tin then with some parchment in it so that the tiffin doesn't get stuck to the outside and it's easier then for you to get it out at the end. So, without further ado, I am going to finish prepping my cherries. So, I've taken the little stalks off and now I just need to make sure that there's no stones left in any of the cherries. Okay, so all my cherries are de-stoned now. Apart from the ones that I've saved to go on the top of the tiffin. The next stage now is to half your biscuits, and then with one half of your biscuits you want to make a really fine crumb, and the other half you just want to do a bit of a quick blitz if you're going to use your sort of blender or your food processor. And you sort of want 1 to 2 centimetre pieces, so you do want a little bit of bite with the second half of your biscuits. So I'm just using my blender here, it's what I've got. If you've got something heavy to use, like a rolling pin, you could put your biscuits in a bag and smash them up that way. Or like I say, a food processor, whichever you've got available. So I'm just going to go ahead and just bob a few biscuits in and give it a blitz. So that's my biscuity mixture. So now I'm going to go ahead and melt up half of the chocolate. Just on a really low heat here. So it's half the milk chocolate, all of the butter going in there, 50 grams of golden syrup then as well. So a good way to measure golden syrup is to pop it on your scales, and then if you take out the amount that you need to take out, it'll deduct it then off the weight that you've got on your scales. So my scales are showing 520. I'll need to make it show 470. And then I'll have my 50 grams then. Okay, so you can see now there's a nice smooth mixture going on in there. So, what you need to do now is to add your cherries to your biscuits. So these are all the destoned and destalked cherries. And then you want to mix that with the melted mixture that you've just made. So that's the chocolate and the butter and the golden syrup. Okay, lovely. So that's all mixed in together now. And then what you need to do is get your tray or whatever you're putting it in. I'm just putting it in a disposable tray. I'm actually going to take this camping and because it's somebody's birthday, and so we're going to share it out. So I've got the mixture in the tin here, and then that just wants pressing down firmly in the bottom of your tin. Now I've not lined this tin because I know that I can pull it away from the sides of the tiffin once it's dried. But if you are using a baking tray or something like that, you will need to make sure that you've lined it first. Okay, so that's all pressed down nice and firmly. And now what you want to do is get your remaining chocolate. So that's the white chocolate and the other half of the milk chocolate, and you want to melt these down. These then are going to get poured over the top of here. I've melted the chocolate now until you can pour it. There's no lumps in it anymore. So what I'm going to do with that now is to pour it on top of the tiffin that we've got here. So you want to try and get that on nice and evenly. And then with the white chocolate then, you want to spread that over the top as well. Just sort of randomly over the top here. And you want to get hold of a skewer or something similar, and then just create some nice lines in there. Lines, waves, however you want to do it. And then the cherries that you saved then, you need to just bob those on the top wherever you think you might be cutting your squares. So that's ready now to go in the fridge, and then I would say within sort of 2 to 4 hours then it'll be nice and hard and you'll be able to cut it up and enjoy it. So I hope you've enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoy going out and picking some cherries. If you can't see any cherry trees, there are plenty of cherries in the shops at the moment, and with them being in season they're usually quite cheap. So yeah, enjoy, and thanks for joining me, and hopefully we'll see you all again soon. Take care.